But yeah. Whew. 1 Corinthians 8 is we're gonna answer Sis McNoob's last question. Jesus, hey.
It's taking a while.
He's a punk. He's a punk. Saying lame as hell. But we gonna get through it, you know what I'm saying? He can't stop the truth. Yeah. We alright?
Yeah.
Okay. All praise to the Most High. And hopefully this week I'll get some feedback on let me see if she actually texted back. Sometimes she do. Oh look, she texted back. Okay, this happened. Okay. Well, right, exactly. There she go. Yeah, okay. She answered the question. Became functional sometime this afternoon. If the internet was being uncooperative today, it was more than likely a result of the outage. But if it's been happening since last week, then I'll have to have this looked into. So hopefully, you know, we'll see what's going on with that. So we appreciate her for that. So we'll see. So if you heard that, y'all bear with us because we clearly having some technical difficulties with the internet. All right. Oh look, she texted back. Okay. Right. Thank you. It's good to be back. All praises. Yep. It's good to do good on the Sabbath. All praises, family. Oh, of course not. Of course not. Nah, thank y'all for y'all patience too. You know. And we got, you know, Brother Tim earlier and Brother Jared now. You know, it takes patience on all ends, all fronts. You know, Brother Jonathan assisting. So we appreciate everybody that's here and everybody that helps out to do the work of the Lord, because clearly it's needed. So all praises to the Most High. But now we're going to go to Sister McNoob's last question, which was about Dragon Ball Z, right? And I kid you not, I got on the shirt. Y'all know I'm not lying. Why would I lie? Right? So I got on the Dragon Ball Z shirt right now. And so what I wanted to talk about in coming to 1 Corinthians 8 is the fact that when you see idols, and when you see, you know, he's talking about things with 3 eyes and things like that, which is a great question, right? Because we know we supposed to abstain from appearances of evil and stuff like that. But then you got to also understand, right, that everything is based on your discernment, and it's also based on if it's causing you to sin or be a stumbling block, right? And if it's actually something that you're worshiping. Because some things, brothers and sisters, you can't get around, right? And you can't control. You can't control everything. You can control what you watch, of course, right? But when it comes to idols and idolatry, you got to realize they're everywhere. And if you watching a show, as long as it's you know, things aren't being promoted that's causing you to err or sin, like, you got some liberty in that. You got some liberty in that, right? You got some liberty, right? So, for what I'm going to show you in saying that is, let's go to 1 Corinthians 8. What I'm going to show you is idols are everywhere, and idols can be anything. Right? So just because you see something that looks like a idol or false god or something like that, like I heard some people say, well, you know, in Dragon Ball Z, you got apes, and some nations worship I don't know what they were saying. They was talking about the apes and like the god, they're so quote unquote gods or whatever, or apes or something like that, therefore you shouldn't watch Dragon Ball Z. Like, that's not really something that's going to be a stumbling block. Like, that's not something that's a sin for you to watch something like that. It's just not, right? I say what you need to watch out for is all these music videos, right, that's actually promoting sin, and lawlessness, right? It's just levels to it, you know what I'm saying? To things that you watch. So 1 Corinthians 8 and verse 1 says, "Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth." Right? Charity edifieth. And we had Brother Jared and I had a long discussion, and we ended up talking about charity as well, and how it's bigger than just giving, right? It's bigger than just, giving goods out. That charity is bigger than that. Charity is how you express love through righteousness and through keeping the commandments of God. Right? Verse 2, "And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know." That's deep, right? That almost sound like that Erykah Badu song, and she's a witch. Don't get it twisted, right? But in that one song, she was. I don't even know why I'm trying to say it, because it's kind of confusing. It's like a tongue twister. But she was like, "The man who thinks he knows something," right? Y'all remember that? And she was like, "Knows nothing at all," right? So that sound like this though, right? Because it say, "And if any man think that he knoweth anything," right? It's like, where'd she get that from? "He knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know." You got sayings in that, like sayings like that, that's quote unquote supposed to be wise or philosophical. Now all this stuff, any wisdom comes from God. It's in the Bible, right? You might have spin-offs of things in other books, but the source is the Bible, brothers and sisters. Understand that. Verse 4, "As concerning therefore the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol," look at this is why we came here. "We know that an idol is what? Is nothing in the world, and that there is none other God but one." Right? So you don't have to get all, up in arms over something that looks ungodly all the time. Right? Because if that's the case, it's certain things that, brothers and sisters, you can't even operate in the world. Right? Turn your money over and see what's on there. It's a whole bunch of idols. Right? It's a whole bunch of idols. So I'm saying, like, even if you look at the emblems and symbols of things that you own in your house, I can show you that the elite, they got double meanings to things that you might think is just something from the store. Yeah. Right? And Starbucks, with that little idol that they got on there, right? That's kind of blatant. If you ask me, it got the crown and the whole mermaid thing going on. That's kind of blatant, but you got stuff that's way more subtle than that too, right?
Like the name of cars.
You got, and I was just thinking that, right? It's a whole host of them. You look at not just the names, but the emblems. Right? So, but what are these things? These things are idols, but they're really nothing. So you don't have to get bent out of shape over things that are idols, and that's why we come in here, right? You have to make sure that And again, use your judgment and your discretion. What I'm saying is just a guideline, right? Because I have to work on my own salvation. You got to work out your own salvation, right? So if something seems wrong unto you in your conscience, then you take that up to the Lord and either decide I'm gonna deal with it or I'm not gonna deal with it. That's how it has to be, right? So let's show you that. Let's show you that aspect, because I can say what I believe and what I think, but let's look at some reasoning behind it, and then we'll go to our last question, and then we'll be out of here. I take it we still online.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go over the book of James. I want to say, no, I don't want to say, because I could be wrong. Let's go to the book of James. That's how I like doing it. I know what book it's in, and then I'll find it from there. Let's go to the book of James. And at the end of the day, we got to work out our own salvation. So let's go to book of James chapter 4, and we're going to pick it up at one verse 17. Okay. So we just need one verse. Verse 17, it says, "Therefore to him that knoweth to do good, and doeth it not, to him it is sin." So that's why I'm saying, like, for me, I'm going to tell you, hey, you don't have to worry about things that may seem like they have idols in it, because an idol is really nothing, right? You be more concerned, I would say, using judgment, be more concerned with things that are blasphemous, right? Be more concerned about things that's actually promoting or demoting the God of Israel. Not something that just is casually, passing by in a show that you might see once in a blue moon. Like, nah, you don't gotta worry about that if you ask me personally, right? But then again, you have to work out your own salvation, and if you think something is not good for you to do, then that's going to be based on you. And then be mindful of scriptures like this: "Therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him that is sin." So you got to, based on your knowledge and your understanding, you got to make the ultimate decision when it comes to what you choose not to partake in, or listen to or watch and whatnot, right? That's going to be ultimately between you and God, and you can ask the Lord, the Most High, to guide you with that, right? But I'm just giving you some type of kind of like a bird's eye view to how I see it, right? So now, first, if we go to 1 John 3, and this will be it on this, and then we'll go to our last question. 1 John 3. Because at the end of the day, we all got a conscience, right? Alright, so we're going to pick this up at verse 18. And it says, "My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. And hereby we know that we are of the truth and shall assure our hearts before him." Right? Again, as long as you being obedient. And you got to remember, when it comes, let's not forget this important part. When it comes, I'm glad that I read that word obedient. When it comes to things that you can't do or that you shouldn't do, we got to remember that, hey, what's the foundation? What's the root? Is sin. That's what you need to be asking. Is this a sin? And how do we know if something is a sin? It's going to break God's law. So does God have a law saying you can't do that? If God doesn't have a law, right, or contingency or stipulation as to why you shouldn't or can't, then you really don't have to sweat it that hard. You can use discernment, right? Because things can be lawful and not edifying. So if it's a deterrent to you, if it troubles your own spirit, that alone should tell you that that's probably something you don't want to deal with, right? Because just because that is lawful or not against the law of God doesn't mean it's going to benefit you, right? So you take all of that into consideration, and then the big picture, I think, it ties into this as well, right? So it says, verse 19, "And hereby we know that we are of the truth and shall assure our hearts before him," right? Your heart is your mind, right? And look what it says in verse 20. It says, "For if our heart condemn us," you know, if you pricked in your conscience, right? "God is greater than our heart and knoweth all things. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not," right? And you know exactly what that means, what that feels like if you get condemned by your own thoughts or your own heart. "Then have we confidence toward God," right? So I would end it with that. You know, I would end it with that. So hopefully that helps. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes, Sister Destiny's saying thank you to y'all. All praises. Yep. Brother Tim, Jared, and Jonathan. Thank you, Sister Destiny, for shouting the brothers out, for helping. Praise the Lord. And praise the Lord, Sister McNoob. All praises to the Most High. So we're going to go to our last question. She want to see the shirt because she like, Vegeta better be on the shirt. First of all, everybody's on the shirt. All praises to the Most High for real. Yeah, all praises to the Most High for real. Yeah, Vegeta on the shirt. Everybody on the shirt, right? Everybody on the shirt. So yeah. So let's go to that last question. I think it was about using the word fool. I can't see it, but we're going to have Bro Jared please read it if you don't mind, bro.
All right. Who is it from?
Is it not showing up on there?
Let's see.
Cause I can't see. Was it Sister Destiny?
Yeah, I see the last couple of comments was her, thanking us for Then I see McNew. She said, "By the way, Vegeta better be on that shirt."
And it was you said something about 1 Corinthians earlier.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Okay, cool.
I thought you was talking about a new question.
Oh, no. Okay. I got you.
Okay, so it says from Candace.
Candace, okay.
In 1 Corinthians 15:36,
Uh-huh.
why is Paul allowed to answer "thou fool" when it says, in Matthew 5, verse 22, you shouldn't say thou fool to someone.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So let's start in Matthew 5 and read what the Lord said, and then we'll take a look at and see what Paul said. Excuse me. And we gonna shut it down after this question, y'all, because it is officially the first day of the week. So Matthew 5. Oh, and you know what? Wow.
Surprised the stream is still going.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, bruh. Hey, hopefully it'll stay alright until we end it. Maybe maybe Katrina did something for us. But but all praises. What I'm doing right now is just, I forgot to share the new streams. So that's, hey, dang, how many times did we, dang, what? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dang, we streamed 6 different times? Dang. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's internet off the chain. Peace to everybody that may be tuned in with us. We about to finish up for our Q&A. So the question was, why was Paul able to call somebody a fool when the Lord told us that we shouldn't call nobody fools? Well, off the bat, let's just keep this in mind off the bat. There's a time and a place for everything. Remember, we read that in the lesson today in Ecclesiastes 3, and let's keep that in mind first and foremost. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Let's keep that in mind. So, excuse me, Matthew 5. And we're going to pick it up at 21. Matthew 5 and 21, it says, ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. Right? Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, under the old covenant, thou shalt not kill. We always knew that was good, right? That thou shalt not kill was a law that should be kept, which is good. And whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. So the law was always the standard and always good, right? Christ never did away with the law. He never preached that the law would be done away with, right? He was all about fulfilling it, which you can read back up a few verses through in verses 17 through 19. But in 22 it says, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. Right? So now Christ is showing you the newness of the law, right? Because now he's in the flesh and he's showing you how to walk more perfectly, more correct. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. Right? So before we move forward, I want us to do something. I want us to understand what we reading and understand what this word raka is. Right? So, literally, you know, it's really kind of an insult, and it's like saying that you're worthless, right? Or that you don't have any type of sense. It's actually very similar, like a synonym to the word fool, right? But it's just the harshness of it. It's just the harshness of it. It's pretty much saying you're worthless, right? You vilifying somebody. You saying like they're trash, they're nothing, right? And that was known as a evil word, like a curse, a word of cursing, right? When you said that. So it says, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother Raka shall be in danger of the council. Right? So that was that word Raka. And the council were like the Sanhedrin at this time, and they passed judgment, right? So you may have to pay for the words that you speak, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And then it says, but whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire, right? Whosoever says, thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. Now, it's still similar to the word Raka, but obviously you got to remember what we talking about. It says at verse 22 that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause. Don't forget that. That's the key right here, without a cause. You're doing all these things without a cause. So how do you call somebody a fool when they haven't done anything wrong to deserve that title? Right? That's like having hatred in your heart for somebody that hasn't done anything to you. And that's what the Lord is talking about here. That's what he's talking about. That's like murder, brothers and sisters, because you have hate in your heart for no reason. Right? For no reason. So let's actually show you that. Let's go over to 1 John real quick. And we about done. We'll go to 1 Corinthians 15, and then we'll go to Proverbs, and we'll be done. You got to remember that it's without cause, right? It's without cause. That's the problem. So I think it's 1 John 4, but let me see. First John 3, I'm sorry. 1 John 3. And then we'll go to 1 Corinthians 15. Because calling somebody fool, it's no different back then from today. It's dumb, right? But that word is used a lot. Those words are used a lot throughout the Bible. The word fool is used a lot in the Bible, right? So again, you got to remember, what did I say earlier? It's a time and a place. If the time and the place doesn't coincide, right, with can you call her back? Cause
I left my phone in the car.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, let
I
me.
leave the phone in the car on my Sabbath. I don't know why I just do.
I can call her back. You want to speak to her real quick?
Ooh, you call her. She may ask.
I mean, no, if I call, we doing Q&A. I'm gonna just pass you the phone if I call. I'm not about to.
Would your name come up? If your name come up,
I'm a texter. I'm a texter. Cause we gotta finish up here.
ooh, I didn't know this was late. I don't know why I was thinking my mind was early. All right, nice meeting you.
They say time fly when you having fun, right?
Oh my goodness.
Is she gonna be okay?
I don't know. I need to call her right now.
Okay, yeah. Let's call her. Yeah,
On the Sabbath and it's over.
yeah. It's okay. Okay, now I'm not going. Okay. Oh nah. She probably trying to call you. It went to voicemail.
You can call her on your phone.
We can try again. It just went to voicemail.
Oh, her phone went to voicemail.
Yeah, but I think it's ringing now. Here you go.
Hey, Brother Josh.
Hey, I'm still here. I didn't know it was this late.
Come on.
I did not know. I'm sorry.
It's not on speaker.
Q&A.
You can put it to your ear.
Oh, it's loud.
Oh.
I know I didn't know it was this late. I don't know why I was thinking it's almost 8:30. But I'm on my way.
I'm at home. I'm not
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm on my way. All right, bye. Oh boy, that's the first. Okay, y'all. I'm out. I think I got everything I hope.
Okay. Well,
Let me put that stuff in the trash.
nah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Lord be with me
Well,
tonight.
it's okay. Well, good thing she home. She home. Nah, don't, you better not come in here in the wheelchair.
Okay, I don't do that.
All right, sis. Be safe. Oh man. So at least Sister Angela's okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So, 1 John 3, and this is why we come in here, because this is what the Lord. This is the same thing that the Lord was saying in Matthew 5, right? But give me a second. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. We done. We got a few more minutes. Before we come to 1 John, hold your finger here in 1 John 3, y'all. Let's go to John 15. Because we talked about being angry without a cause. I just want to show you something. Let's go to John 15, and then we'll come back to 1 John. I want to show you something. John 15. And yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta read this. To make it make sense. John 15 and verse 20. It says, "Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me." You see that? If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. And you see how the Most High operate. When you do things in ignorance, he can wink at. But once you know better, like if you got no cause for something and you doing evil, he's like, you're going to have to pay for that. Verse 23, he that hateth me hateth my Father also. Verse 24, if I had not done among them the works which none other, if I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. Look at that. He's like, man, if I didn't do all these great things, they wouldn't have had no sin, right? But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father, because now they done seen me do works from the Lord and they hated on that. Now they hated on the Father too. But why is that? 25. But this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law, right? They hated me without a cause. They hated me without a cause. So this goes back to what we read in Matthew 5 about being angry with your neighbor without a cause, right? And that's deadly, brothers and sisters, because they did that to the Messiah, right? Without a cause. What sin did he have, right? So now let's go over here and let's show you. See, it's all about understanding the context behind something, right? We got to remember the whole idea about behind a cause. If it's without a cause or not. Clearly, when Paul said it, it's not the same as what the Lord is talking about, right? Or Paul, we know, would have been in danger of hellfire, and we know that's not the case. So it has to be some explainable reason. And what I'm trying to show you is the reason is that the context and in which he said it, right? The basis of it is, does it have a reason or a cause in the first place to be said, right? Are you making this up? Are you accusing somebody falsely, right? That goes back to falsely accusing, and it goes back to hate, right? So why would they be in danger of hellfire? Because it goes back to hatred. So let's read about it. Verse 14, 1 John 3 and 14, it says, we know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death, right? Why would you falsely accuse, make up something on somebody to defame their character? See, people had more honor back then than they have today. Saying something about somebody, right, can destroy their reputation. That can destroy their credibility in society for the rest of their life, which can destroy their kids' opportunities they generate. You can destroy somebody just by destroying their name. So calling, and we understand that, praise God. You know, we have discernment, understanding of the scripture, right? But a lot of people so loose with their, you know, they don't have no morals, no principles, no understanding on things like this, right? But verse 15 says, whosoever hated his brother, look at this, right, is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him, right? So now once we go over finally to verse 1 Corinthians 15, we got to see, is Paul dealing in hatred? Is Paul dealing in some baseless accusation or not? Or does he have some reason behind it? Let's find out, because I'm curious to hear how I go myself. I know the answer, right? But I really actually want to see it myself. 1 Corinthians 15, and then we got just one place after this. But 1 Corinthians 15, I see it, verse 36. So let's pick it up in 33, right? The question should already be answered. Obviously, Paul was not dealing in hatred. Obviously, he was not dealing in something baseless for no reason, right? Obviously, he was not putting down somebody without a cause, right? Because there's a time and a place for everything. That's the basis. All right, verse 33, it says, be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. We were already there. 34, it says, awake to righteousness and sin not. For some have not the knowledge of God. I speak this to your shame. But some man will say, how are the dead raised up? And with what body do they come? This is funny to me hearing the context of what he about to say, right? But it makes sense. You know why it makes sense? We're gonna show you why it makes sense, right? So this is why it says, I'll have to read it again, I'm sorry. It says, but some man will say, how are the dead raised up, and with what body do they come? Like, I understand why Paul why he said what he said. He said, thou fool, right? That which thou sowest is not quickened except it die. You do understand why he's saying this though, right? Because at the end of the day, right, the resurrection is so important. The resurrection of Christ is so important that if Christ didn't resurrect, none of us will have a chance of salvation. So, you know, if you doubting the resurrection, you're doubting your own salvation. That's worthy to tell somebody, bro, you're not thinking straight. You acting dumb. Why you even believing? Like, he's trying to make a point to these people. He's not trying to put somebody down. He's trying to make a point to help you realize the importance of the resurrection, brothers and sisters. All right. So without doing too much, because you got to understand, like, the Lord even called Peter, when it came to his death, and when it came to his resurrection, when it came to the things that he had to do, which is die and resurrect, he didn't play with that. When it came to Peter, you know, Peter was like, not so, Lord. You don't have to, you got to die. He was like, man, get behind me, Satan. That's the same sentiment that Paul coming at you with, right? He even warned you of people that, he warned you of people who believe that the resurrection had already passed, right? So anyway, let's go to Proverbs, because the resurrection is everything, brothers and sisters. That's why he said that to those people. It's just like in another place where he mentioned about dumb idols. Dumb and fools, the same thing, but he wasn't wrong when he said that. He was like, the Gentiles worship dumb idols. That's what Paul said. So you just got to know it's a time and a place for everything. Proverbs 20. We're going to finish it here. See, this is a perfect place to finish this off in too, because what chapter?
Chapter 20.
20. Let me see what that say real quick. 20 and 11. But we actually go into 26. But oh yeah, that's good right there. But nah, not that. I do love that verse though. I love that verse. But let's go to 26. We go into something more direct. Chapter 26. And we got two verses right here that we get a lot of questions about this. This can confuse the mess out of somebody. But it all go back to what I said at the beginning of the question, right? So, 24. What does it say? It says, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Look at that. Answer not a fool according to his folly. You know how I say, don't cast your pearls before swine? That's like this situation. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Right? They say if you got two people arguing from a distance, you don't know who's right and who's wrong. Y'all both look like some fools. Right? You arguing with a drunk person from a distance, from back there, y'all both look like y'all drunk. You both look like the fool. Right? So answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. Right? And you will end up doing the same kind of foolishness, getting caught up in somebody else's hype. Right? And folly. That's why I don't go back and forth with people online. I don't go back and forth. I don't do all that tit for tat type stuff. Verse 5. But then it turns around and says, answer a fool according to his folly, right? Lest he be wise in his own conceit. So how come it say answer not a fool, but then turn around and say answer a fool? Right? That just show you, like we said at the beginning of this question about calling people a fool, that it's a time and a place for everything, right? So with that being said, brothers and sisters, that's all the time we got. Oh, wait a minute. Be Israel, is it lawful to marry someone of another nation based on Deuteronomy 7:3? Yeah, we answered that earlier. You gotta go back and check it. What up, B? But no, it is not unlawful, right? Because we know that it's about, we see the marriage of different nationalities all throughout the Bible, right? But we touched on that earlier, right? We touched on that same question earlier. You can check it out. We hit Deuteronomy 7 and all of that other stuff too. So, but the answer is no, right? Is it unlawful? Nope. Right? What's not lawful is you being equally yoked, you being unequally yoked, right? Or being joined into a harlot and defiling your temple. That's what's unlawful, right? Or being married to somebody who doesn't know God. But with that being said, brothers and sisters, you know, I think that's all we got for you. We're going to stand up. We're going to close out. We're going to face Jerusalem because it is late. It's so late that we got Sister Sabrina in trouble with her sisters. So hopefully they all right though. Right? So we're going to praise out. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to close out with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread,
Give us this day our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
Hey man, good looking though.